Hi, welcome to our course on conflict management. In this course, we will be discussing and learning about what are conflicts, why are they important for our relationships, why do we end up mismanaging conflicts, what are the benefits of managing conflicts effectively, and what are the different methods that can be used to manage our conflicts more effectively and thus help our relationships to improve. Whenever two or more people come together in a relationship, they develop conflicts. And they develop conflicts because everyone has a difference of opinion on how things should be done, what is important, what we should be having as our priorities, and so on. But we need to understand what's the difference between a casual difference of opinion and a conflict. Now let's take an example. Let's say that I love to have fruit with my breakfast in the morning and I really like apples. Now you, on the other hand, also enjoy fruit with your breakfast, but you like oranges. Now, is that a conflict? Maybe not. Because I like my apples, you like your oranges, and it doesn't matter to me whether you're getting your oranges or not, as long as I'm getting my apples with my breakfast in the morning. Now, let's look at a different situation. Let's say both of us love apples with our breakfast, and there are just two apples for us. Now we have to decide whether we want to have those apples with our breakfast tomorrow morning or at lunch. Now I believe that we should be having those apples for breakfast, and you believe or you'd prefer to have the apples for lunch. Now this situation could be more of a conflict. And how is it different? In this case, there is a common resource. That's the first important thing. Secondly, if what I want to do gets done, then you lose. And if we have those apples for lunch, then I lose. So there is a win-lose kind of a situation. Thirdly, I don't seem to understand your perspective. I don't understand why we should be having apples for lunch. And you, on the other hand, don't seem to understand why we should be having apples for breakfast. So this kind of a situation is what escalates into a serious conflict. And this is the reason that conflicts do not get resolved easily. They escalate into something very serious. They linger on, and it needs a lot of effort by people to resolve those conflicts. So if we had to summarize the key points that describe a conflict, we would say that a conflict is actually a situation where two or more people have a difference of opinion but cannot see each other's perspective. They want to hold on to their views, and they feel that they will lose out if what they want is not done. Now let me ask you a question. Are conflicts good or bad? And before we answer this question, let's look at a situation. Let's say you are a group of 5 friends who are going out together, socializing, spending time together in your spare time. And all 5 of you are very good friends. Now, imagine that all 5 of you think exactly the same way. There is no difference of opinion, no differing points of view, new ideas, or a fresh way of thinking. Now, how would that be? I would become boring, I presume. Now, let's imagine at the workplace, you are a team of about 15 team members, and all of you think in exactly the same way. Now, if all of you are working on a project, how would that project get impacted? If all of you are thinking exactly the same way, there is no difference of opinion, you don't bring in fresh perspective, and it's so simple and straight. Well, the project may not happen or may not get delivered the way it might be expected by the client or the stakeholders. Having a difference of opinion is so important in any team or group because it brings in fresh perspectives. It allows the whole group to think, to reimagine, to shift priorities, and eventually to grow. So conflicts are important in any group or any set of people who are working together. My next question is, can we avoid conflicts? Well, we can't. Because of in any relationship, the conflicts have to come up. Because everyone has a certain point of view about things. And at some time or other, the priorities will clash, the perspectives will clash. Now, in this course, we will learn and understand how conflicts actually help us in building relationships, and it's just a matter of how we manage those conflicts. Because the problem is not with the conflicts, the problem is with how do we manage those conflicts. Now, before we move on to understanding management of conflicts, let's try and understand the difference between what has been understood as the resolution of conflicts and the management of conflicts. Now, resolution of conflicts has been the traditional approach to conflicts, which believes that conflicts should not exist. So, when we try and resolve a conflict, we try and remove it in that relationship. We try and suppress it if possible, or we just push it away, or we are in a hurry to make it go away. Now, this kind of an approach is actually not helpful for the relationship, because if a conflict has come up, it has to be resolved in a proper way. It can't be hurried through, it can't be rushed. So, resolution of conflicts is usually not a long-term solution to this challenge. Management of conflicts, on the other hand, is a very long-term sustainable approach to conflicts. It believes that conflicts are good for us, they are good for the team, they are good for the group. And the conflicts, if managed well, can help the group grow to become better, stronger, and smarter. That's a key difference in the way we approach conflicts. And as you might have understood, in this course, we'll be focusing on management of conflicts. Now, one more important question that we need to address before we move on to the main aspects of this course. And the question is, how much of conflict is good? Now, as you can see in this picture, too much of conflict is not good, because it ends up taking a lot of time in resolving itself, in delaying work, and in a bit of confusion in the team. On the other hand, too less conflicts is also not helpful for any relationship or any team. It's an irony that in any group of people, unless conflicts are not surfaced and resolved, the group doesn't become stronger. They don't come together. The different members in that group do not respect each other, they do not take accountability, and they don't care for each other. So conflicts, if managed well, are actually an adhesive that brings the team together and makes it more productive. The team can deliver more once it has resolved a few conflicts which have come up. So conflicts are important, they are useful. Conflicts are not bad. Management of conflicts is the challenge. If we learn to manage conflicts properly, then we can make a huge difference to the performance of our team or to the quality of our relationship, whether it's at home, at work, or in a social setting. In the next module, we will learn about why conflicts happen, because that would be a starting point for us to be able to manage those conflicts more effectively. Thank you.